Dealership lots across America have transformed into automotive burial grounds. While manufacturers lie to investors about record-breaking sales in their earnings calls, the brutal reality is staring us in the face. Certain models are rotting unsold for 300, 400, even 500 plus days, while desperate salespeople can't give them away at any price. This isn't just another market slowdown. This is a full-scale inventory catastrophe that's about to obliterate entire brands. Market data reveals models so toxic that dealers are slashing $20,000, $30,000, even $40,000 off MSRP and still can't get a single human being to even glance at them. What's absolutely terrifying? We're not talking about worthless budget econo boxes. We're witnessing $160,000 luxury masterpieces and cutting-edge EVs from prestigious brands becoming completely invisible to consumers. The numbers are devastating, and they expose a market rejection so savage it's sending shockwaves through corporate boardrooms worldwide. We have i7s that have been rotting for over 300 days, confesses David, a BMW salesperson from Chicago who begged to remain anonymous. We've butchered $15,000 off MSRP and still can't get people to even touch them. It's like they've become radioactive waste. What the automotive media refuses to tell you is that this inventory disaster completely annihilates conventional wisdom about which vehicles sell and which become financial suicide. Luxury brands with bulletproof reputations are watching their flagship models collect dust like abandoned relics while their CEOs keep feeding lies to Wall Street about strong demand. Even more disturbing, several of these dying models were specifically engineered based on millions in market research and focus groups. Vehicles that looked perfect on paper but are being universally rejected like plague carriers in showrooms. The disconnect between what manufacturers think people want and what they'll actually spend money on has reached apocalyptic levels. But what you're about to discover about BMW will make your jaw hit the floor. The German luxury maker appears a staggering 4 times on this death list, including their flagship sedan, electric flagship, and performance halo vehicle. This isn't just a few slow sellers. This is a brand in total meltdown mode with $400 million in unsold inventory rotting on American lots right now. If you're shopping for a new car, pay attention or pay the price. The vehicles decomposing on dealer lots today are tomorrow's depreciation disasters, and you could end up drowning in negative equity the moment you drive off the lot. Which cars are dealers absolutely unable to sell in 2025? And why are consumers fleeing from them like they're infected? To answer this, we've analyzed brutal inventory data from Car Edge, spanning thousands of dealerships nationwide, revealing exactly which vehicles buyers are actively avoiding, despite massive discounts. This isn't my opinion. This is hard data showing how long each model sits on dealer lots before selling. When a vehicle has a 300-plus day supply, it means dealerships have enough inventory to last 300-plus days at current sales rates. For context, healthy inventory is 45 to 60 days. Anything over 200 is catastrophic. Anything over 300 is financial suicide. Let's count down the 10 vehicles that dealers simply cannot give away in 2025, working our way to the absolute worst inventory. Nightmare currently destroying American showrooms. Number 10. Jaguar XF. 315 days of death. Why nobody's buying. Remember when Jaguar sedans were the pinnacle of British luxury? That era is dead and buried. With 701 XF units gathering dust nationwide and a devastating 315-day market supply, dealers are sitting on nearly a full year's worth of unsellable inventory. The XF's problem isn't just its $50,000-$1,800 price tag, it's that Jaguar already announced they're going all electric, effectively abandoning this model like a sinking ship. Would you commit to a vehicle from a brand that's already announced its death sentence? Buyers absolutely won't. We've had the same 3 XFs sitting in our showroom since last summer, admits a Jaguar dealer in Florida. We've slashed $12,000 off stickers and still can't get people to even consider them. For current XF owners, this market rejection translates directly to financial devastation. These vehicles are depreciating at nearly twice the rate of comparable luxury sedans. You're paying for premium British luxury, but getting economy car value retention. Number 9. Alfa Romeo Giulia 323 Days of Agony. Why nobody's buying. Alfa Romeo's triumphant return to America has turned into a humiliating retreat. With over 1,356 Giulias sitting unsold and a 323-day supply, this Italian sports sedan isn't just struggling, it's being completely ignored by the market. The Giulia might drive like a dream, but its reputation for leaving owners stranded has proven impossible to overcome. When you're dropping $55,000 plus on a luxury car, probably won't break down, isn't exactly a compelling selling point. Making matters worse, Alfa just killed off the high-performance Quadrifoglio version in North America, the automotive equivalent of waving a white flag of surrender. When manufacturers pull their halo models, it's usually the first step toward complete market exit. I've got Giulias I've been trying to sell for over 14 months, reveals a dealer in California. Even with $15,000 discounts, people test drive them, love them, then buy something Japanese or German instead. Number 8. Dodge Hornet 327 Days of Disaster. Why nobody's buying. Dodge's attempt to enter the compact crossover market has crashed and burned spectacularly. With an unbelievable 12,780 Hornets gathering dust nationwide and a 327-day supply, this model isn't just failing, it's a financial catastrophe for Stellantis. The Hornet's transparent relationship to the Alfa Romeo Tonale fooled absolutely nobody. Consumers immediately recognized this as a rebadging scam and asked the obvious question, why buy a Dodge version of an Alfa nobody wants? The desperation is palpable. Dealers are now selling 23 Hornets, vehicles approaching 2 years old, for under $25,000. That's a compact crossover with 268 horsepower selling for Corolla money, and they still can't move them. We've got Hornets priced below our cost just to get rid of them, admits a Dodge dealer in Texas. At this point, it's about cutting losses, not making profit. Number 7. Jeep Grand Wagoneer L 336 Days of Failure. Why nobody's buying. Jeep's attempt to sell $110,000 luxury SUVs has failed spectacularly. With a 336-day supply, the Grand Wagoneer L has become the automotive equivalent of an overpriced mansion that's been on the market too long. Everyone assumes something must be terribly wrong with it. The problem, a Jeep badge on a six-figure vehicle simply doesn't compute for luxury buyers. When you're shopping in Escalade and Navigator territory, that trail-rated heritage suddenly becomes a liability, not an asset. Adding insult to injury, the Grand Wagoneer L guzzles fuel at 14 miles per gallon combined, costing owners nearly $4,000 annually in gasoline alone. Even wealthy buyers have limits to their tolerance for stopping at gas stations. We've had the same Grand Wagoneers on our lot for over a year, says a Jeep dealer in Ohio. They're beautiful vehicles, but at $110,000, our customers just laugh and buy a German SUV instead. Number 6. Mini Cooper Hardtop 4-Door 337 Days of Rejection. Why nobody's buying. Mini's attempt to make their iconic small car more practical has backfired completely. With 291 units gathering dust nationwide and a 337-day supply, the 4-door hardtop has proven that adding doors doesn't solve Mini's fundamental problem. Americans have moved on. At $37,600, the Mini has priced itself directly against proper compact SUVs that offer exponentially more space, practicality, and ground clearance. This value proposition makes about as much sense as paying penthouse prices for a studio apartment. The BMW parentage means repair costs rival luxury brands without the corresponding prestige. One owner reported a $200 bill for a minor electrical issue that would have cost $300 on a Japanese competitor. The 4-door was supposed to appeal to practical buyers, says a Mini dealer in Washington. But practical buyers don't spend $40,000 on tiny cars with expensive repair bills. Number 5. BMW 5 Series 387 Days of Devastation. Why nobody's buying. The car that once defined the sports sedan category has become a showroom ornament. With over 3,650 units sitting unsold and a staggering 387-day supply, the current 5 Series is experiencing market rejection that would have been unthinkable a decade ago. BMW's decision to prioritize tech gadgetry and comfort over driving dynamics has alienated the enthusiasts who built the brand while failing to attract Mercedes and Lexus buyers who prefer actual luxury. It's a car without an audience. Recent recalls affecting both steering and braking systems have killed what little momentum remained. Nothing says premium German engineering quite like safety-critical systems failing on a $65,100 vehicle. The 5 Series used to be our bread and butter, laments a BMW dealer in New York. Now I've got dozens sitting on the lot, while customers ask to see X3s and X5s instead. Number 4. BMW 7 Series, 517 days of catastrophe. Why nobody's buying. BMW's flagship sedan has become a showroom albatross with 2,830 units gathering dust nationwide and a catastrophic 517-day supply. That's nearly a year and a half worth of inventory at current sales rates, a level of rejection that questions the model's very existence. At $117,635, the 7 Series competes in a segment where design and prestige are everything. Unfortunately, its controversial styling, featuring a front end that looks like it's trying to inhale small children, has proven too much even for loyal BMW customers. The luxury sedan market is collapsing as buyers shift to SUVs, but the 7 Series is falling faster than the segment itself. Even Mercedes S-Class customers, who historically cross-shop BMW, are avoiding the 7 Series like it carries a communicable disease. We've slashed over $25,000 off MSRP on some 7 Series models, reveals a BMW dealer in Illinois. And we still can't get serious offers. They're becoming lot art at this point. Number 3. Fiat 500e, 558 days of horror. Why nobody's buying. Fiat's tiny EV is the single most rejected electric car in America right now. With a staggering 558-day supply and 1,140 units sitting unsold, it's not just underperforming, it's invisible to consumers despite desperate price cuts. At $34,000, the 500e offers half the space, half the range, and double the anxiety of comparably priced EVs. In a market where electric crossovers with 300-plus mile ranges are becoming standard, this tiny Italian with 149 miles of range feels like a technological relic. Size is another fatal flaw. At just 142 inches long, driving the 500e on American highways feels like navigating a golf cart through a monster truck rally. Consumers aren't willing to risk their lives for Italian style. We've got 500s that have been sitting so long they need their tires inflated every month, says a Fiat dealer in California. We've cut prices to the bone and people still won't even test drive them. Number 2. BMW XM, 544 days of nightmare. Why nobody's buying. BMW's attempt to create a performance flagship SUV has failed so spectacularly. It's become a case study in product planning malpractice. With a 544-day supply approaching 18 months of inventory, the XM isn't just struggling, it's being actively avoided by luxury buyers. At $159,000, the XM was supposed to showcase BMW's performance capabilities. Instead, it showcases everything wrong with current BMW design. Oversized kidney grills that look like nostrils on steroids, bizarre proportions, and styling that screams, "I have more money than taste." BMW sold just 307 XMs nationwide in Q3 2024, fewer units than some individual dealers sell of the X5 in a month. These are production numbers that would justify immediate discontinuation for most vehicles. The XM is BMW's version of a midlife crisis in sheet metal, says a former BMW designer who asked to remain anonymous. It's what happens when executives override designers and demand something youthful and aggressive. Number 1. BMW i7, 578 days of absolute catastrophe. Why nobody's buying. BMW's electric flagship has achieved the dubious honor of becoming America's most rejected new vehicle. With a truly catastrophic 578 day supply approaching 2 full years of inventory, and 1,750 units gathering dust nationwide, the i7 represents a complete failure of product planning, pricing, and market understanding. Priced at $128,748, the i7 delivers less range than Tesla and Lucid alternatives, costing tens of thousands less. Its 318-mile EPA rating feels particularly inadequate when buyers spending this much expect to be on the cutting edge, not playing catch-up. The i7's design has proven particularly polarizing, with a front end that looks like it's trying to swallow its competition and an interior that seems designed by committee rather than with cohesive vision. "We can't give these away," admits a BMW dealer executive who requested anonymity. "We've got i7s that have been on the lot so long, their warranties are expiring before they're sold. When we offer $30,000 discounts and still can't generate interest, that tells you everything you need to know." The scariest part, these aren't concept cars or failed experiments. These are supposed to be the flagships, the future, but instead of driving off lots, they're sinking companies. This inventory crisis isn't just about unsold cars. It's about the potential collapse of entire brands and the thousands of jobs that depend on them. The financial bloodbath is already beginning. For dealers, these inventory disasters are financial black holes. Each unsold vehicle costs approximately $28 per day in floor plan financing. A BMW 7 Series sitting for 517 days costs the dealer over $14,000 just in carrying costs, not counting depreciation. Multiply that by thousands of vehicles, and you're looking at an industry-wide catastrophe. The automotive industry is experiencing its most dramatic market correction in decades, and the casualties are piling up on dealer lots across America. The scariest part, these aren't concept cars or failed experiments. These are supposed to be the flagships, the future, but instead of driving off lots, they're sinking companies. We've exposed the 10 vehicles that dealers simply cannot sell in 2025. Models sitting unsold for 315 to 578 days, while price cuts of $20,000, $30,000, even $40,000 fail to generate buyer interest. So before you drop $60,000 plus on a car this year, ask yourself, do you want to buy transportation or a future disaster? Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Which of these shocked you the most? Or worse, did you already buy one? Let us know. You're not alone.